Well, welcome community. I've been meaning to do this for a while. J.W. Morrison, in conjunction with Dean Tywin and Nigel. Dean, Nigel and I originally decided to start this community, which has grown itself all by itself without too much help from us. I also want to thank the admin people for helping to keep the thing going. Here's a wave that Andrew Forsyth took a picture of on the big tank flight board, which I blew. I was getting tired at this stage. I think I just blew it. But there's some good footage of Andrew. This is the sort of sport you can do when there's no wind. Okay, originally I had a kite mare and severely damaged myself. Here's Andrew, a very encouraging person to get out in the water with, actually, if you want to get some inspiration while you're out there. He's taken off. He's going to foil on his paddle foil. Like, look, I don't even know what that's called. What's it? Stand-up paddle foiling. The waves this day are excellent. Holly Havoc, if you're watching this, you could handle those waves easily. The box is quite a friendly wave once you become accustomed to it. What's happening there? Can we see Andrew there? Just let me check my settings. No, we're not getting Andrew in that, so hang on. I'll adjust that. I'll bring that back. There we are. I might take that back a bit. Yeah. So hang on, why can't I see Andrew? There he is. Oh, we've got to take him up a bit. Okay. Let's take him up a bit. There. Okay. Yeah, so the community has grown itself. More or less, he's gone out of the picture there, isn't he? So let's bring him across. There's some good footage. Community's grown itself, and it's a very helpful community, very friendly, a good opportunity for you to be inspired and to grow. But these sports here, I've just picked this footage because Andrew's got a drone that he films people with. I don't know how he's doing this, but he's done it. Might be Frank the Speed. But these are sports you can do when there's no wind, and coming into winter we get these spells of no wind, but there's swell. So you can still foil and enjoy yourself, and this is evidence of that. Along with other sports, I do encourage you to train and do other sports alongside your foiling. As you can see, the box is a very friendly wave. I've had stand-up barrels 20-25 years ago out here, and then I give surfing away. Not many people know about this, but I did have a confrontation with a shark at North Womberal, and I got off. It wasn't a very pleasant experience. I was quite a silly person. I was one of these lone surfers, and I wore out my body as well. And so what I did then, well, here's Dean out. And Dean's one of these people that can seem to foil when there's not much wind at all, and there's no fear with Dean. The only problem when you go out with Dean is he says, I'll stick with you, but he just goes off. And I guess it's each to his own out there, but there's Dean out at the box again. And I think that was southwest that day. But great footage, isn't it? This is the beauty of the community. I'll just check my settings here for this footage. Seems to be good. What I want to say is, again, as you can see, this is around the end of the nor'east season, as it were, coming into autumn, winter. You can still foil when you get these breezes, As you can see here, Dean getting onto some swell there. Great sport, and that's the crux of this community. Good footage again, thanks Andrew Forsyth, and Frank the Speed too. But over the last season, everybody seemed to get into it. There was a lot of foiling up on Lake Memora. Those guys seem to get wind all year round up there. But I do know that a lot of those guys prone as well and have flight boards in the past. With the release of the new Flight Jet 2, everything's changed. The thing where people shied away from flight was the fact that they wanted to glide more. Well, with the new Jet 2, oh, look at this, Dean's getting on some swell there. Beautiful. Very well navigated. With the new Flight Jet 2, it's almost the same as proning, but with more extensive battery time and a lot more controllable power. And what I do, and I'm not all that good at it, because I got a lot of injuries, but that's no excuse, I'm just not that good at it. I'll go through my gears. If I'll go to get on a wave, and I'll come in onto the wave on 4 or 5 speed. Is that Frank the Speed there, viewers? I'll come in at 4 or 5. Once I get on the wave, yeah, that's Frank the Speed. Once I get on the wave, I will adjust the speed necessary to the speed of the wave, and this can get you right in the pocket. And then if you get a section that is some good footage there, I remember the day Andrew took this footage. He's a good jumper, Frank, isn't he? If you're coming into a section that looks like it's going to beat you, you can just get on the trigger and accelerate through that section and get control of the wall of the wave again. Quite a great sport. But here you see the Armstrong combined with the Sapphire board and the Code foils. These guys swear by the Code foils, and they've done really well with the Code foils, these guys. And the Armstrong stuff, I got an Armstrong foil off John Maloney, and I couldn't believe, I was shocked at how nice it was to ride. You can also see the Bacobi safety gear Frank's using there, and Frank's an enthusiast, he gets into it. He'll do toe-ins as well, and stuff like that. And I hope Andrew don't mind me doing this. Here's another one of Andrew utilising foiling without the wind, and that's harder than it looks, but he's doing a good job of it. Yeah, that looks like real fun. I do want to again reiterate that the box is a very friendly wave, and once you get a little bit of confidence, you can have waves that go for 1.5 plus Ks, as you can see on some of my statistics that I put up. And again, I remind you, I'm not half as good. I'll never forget one day I pulled up to go winging, and the swell must have been 6 foot, and Simon Preston was out in the middle of it all. And I'm thinking, how is he even doing that? But they do it. And look how long that ride's gone for Andrew. That's an incredible wave. The box is a very friendly wave. Okay, and I encourage you to try all this. That's harder than it looks, but Andrew's making that look easy. And I'm just making use of this footage because it's just easily accessible. You can see there Andrew's done a great job of that wave, and that's a long ride. So I encourage you to get out and enjoy some of these waves. The community, I hope you're all encouraging one another. I've had some challenges by people like Mary Paul and Dean and Tony Ryan, good one Andrew, John Maloney even, and Ash Wilmot, he's always been my coach, to continue to stretch. And I never thought I'd surf waves again, but I am now. Look how long that wave has gone for. I mean, that's a world-class wave. It's not just another wave that, I'm not sure what the next, let me get down into my thing. So I just want to encourage you, I won't run this on for too long. Here's John, great guy to be around, always up to something, very good foiler, good on the prone, and no fear. John, I've seen John on stand-up paddleboard in 5-6 foot waves. He showed me the photos, well overhead, and again you'll see how friendly the box is. And these what are they called again? Foil drives, they're going really well. They're light, that's okay, that's no problem. They're light, they're easy to manoeuvre, but flight's pretty well on top of it as well. I go with the flight because the battery lasts longer and it's less trouble. But there's John. John makes light work of it at the box. He's very familiar with it, and a great guy to be out in the water with. You always, you know, when there's somebody else there with you, you always feel safer. Yeah. And, you can see John making light work of it. He's come all the way from out there. You can see that wave. That's how far he's travelled. So it's just a world-class wave, and it really fits with foiling. But for those of you that are wing specific, that's great as well. I just want to encourage you to keep up the great work and be encouraged by those that you listen to and are watching. Holly, as I said before, Holly Havoc was out there today ripping along, and she said, I don't like the bigger waves, but she could easily handle it. The box's bank has never been better. Big, long 1 to 1.5 kilometre rides. But I just want to encourage you all. I thought I'd do this for the first kind of video of encouragement. We had a great season. Hello to everyone, and I hope you all encourage one another and continue to test your skills and enjoy your sport. As you can see there, we'll finish up with John. And these fellas aren't that young. These guys, you know, they're not teenagers, but they're out there and they do lots of time, and they're very encouraging people. I'll catch you later. This is just a touch base from an admin perspective to encourage you. When there's no wind, there are options, good options, and that's a foil drive I've chose and stuck with flight. Again, I'm not all that good at it, but you know, I'll get my 1 kilometre to 1.5 kilometre waves. There's a great ride by John. And again, you don't have to have the big waves. These smaller days are great. Look at that wave. Beautiful. Here's Andrew Forsyth again. He could pop up anywhere, but doing great work with that. Beautiful, isn't it? Look, they make it look so easy. Great footage too, isn't it? There's somebody else there. But till next time, you all keep well, and remember, Ash Wilmot's got the new Jet 2 5th generation flight board on the coast now. I encourage you to demo it, give it a demo, and apparently it's really putting the foil drives to the test, because the glide capabilities of the new 5th generation Jet 2 flight board are not unsimilar to the lightness and the propulsion of the foil drive. I'll catch you later. This is JW Morrison. Bye for now.